everyone. This is Alfredo Rosales, and this is the Past President's Corner. And today I actually have a very, very, very special group of people here with me today. Not only are there past presidents, well, one's a past president and a president. We'll explain. But, you know, we have people here that have been in the industry for a long time, that have been in the organization for a long time for NAHREP. So I'm going to introduce them as they're sitting here next to me. First of all, we have the 2023 past president of NAHREP Las Vegas, Mayra. ¿Cómo estás, Mayra Rivera?
Oh, I'm very good.
You good?
Yes.
Are you sure?
We're excited. We're excited to share information today.
All right, we'll talk about that. Then we also have the regional director of operations for NAHREP, which is also a past president. So, Alex, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, Alfredo. Thank you for having me today. We have a lot of great information to share.
So you're so formal.
Let's get the show going.
And then we also have the past president for the NAHREP Greater Las Vegas chapter, founder of the NAHREP Greater Las Vegas chapter, and actually current NAHREP National President, Nora Aguirre. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, gracias. Hi, everyone. Hi. Thank you for having me.
I know we switched it a little bit.
Can I just jump in and say, like, you can feel the leadership influence just in the fire. So it's like, it's a tingly feeling on my left side.
I know. Not on the right side?
That's why
Not on the right side?
Right. That's why I sat here.
All right, so I want to bring you guys together here because we're getting close to Latitude coming up in September 12th to the 15th. San Diego. We love San Diego. Love San Diego weather. But I want to hear stories. I want to hear about, first of all, why should somebody go to Latitude? What is Latitude? So I don't know who wants to take on that.
I mean, I'll jump in.
Jump in.
Like I talk with realtors every single day. They say, Alex, how can I increase my production? Well, we also know that the people that you hang out with, you become like them.
Okay.
So top producers go to Latitude. Everyone on this panel here is going to Latitude. So if you're a realtor out there that's like struggling, trying to figure out how to make it, Latitude's a place to be. Imagine the opportunity to bump into a Mayra or a Nora and ask them questions and pick their brain.
Where else? Alfredo.
Or you're a given. They can call you on the radio, right? But where else do you have that opportunity where you have so many top producers just walking around?
Of course.
Yeah.
That's good. What about you, Nora?
So for me, NAHREP at Latitude is just a place where you're going to be able to kind of, touch on your point, Alex, is be ready for, those networking opportunities. But the other thing, too, for me is I really get kind of insights on what's happening in the marketplace. And I can tell you this year, I get to be, part of, the magic of what makes NAHREP at Latitude happen. And we are being very intentional about what content, what we're doing, what, breakout sessions we're having, who are the speakers, how we're opening the conference, how we're closing the conference, because we understand that the industry right now is facing tremendous challenges, and we want our members, we want our professionals to go back home and really take all of that and give it to their communities so that we can continue to grow, right? Especially with our Latinos, almost hitting the 50% mark in a home ownership rate. We know that we need to build, and we do that through the professionals that go to NAHREP at Latitude. So, I mean, the opportunities are endless. There's so much that happens there. Motivation, there's great conversations, lifetime friendships that you're able to build through that. You're able to build your team if you're on a board, and you're in that leadership, or you're in a committee, you want to know what NAHREP is about kind of at the national level. That is a perfect place for you to go. So there's so much. I mean, I can go on and on, but I want to let Mayra go.
Mayra, what is Latitude for you?
Well, I think Latitude kind of brings everything together. So Latitude is the big picture.
Okay.
So if we think of ourselves as professionals, we make a huge impact in the lives of our clients, of our community, and that, all kind of goes into like the impact that we make in our nation. So when you go to Latitude, it brings all the people from across the nation together. So you bring all these different professionals, and they come and they're willing to share. Like they mentioned, you can come across anyone just in the hallway in the events, and they share with you openly what they're doing, what works. And these are people from different markets that have been in the business for different amounts of time. So you're picking the brains of the people that have done it, of the things that are effective. And so you're not recreating the wheel, and you can learn things that you can come back and just immediately kind of plug into your business.
We have collectively, we have been to several of these conferences, right? And I think this year it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
because there's more fuss going around with the whole industry and all this, right? So what can somebody expect to get out of this conference this year out of Latitude?
Man, I mean, I can spend a lot of time, but basically what I can tell you right now is through what we're seeing in the industry, the settlement with NAR and everything that's going on there, and hopefully you guys have already seen that, NAHREP has a seat at the table in saying, what is happening with the settlement and how really it's going to have possibly a lot of negative consequences. And we know that it's so important to have our voice heard. So through that, I can tell you that we have, CEOs of companies showing up for some, intimate conversations because we want to make sure that these powerful leaders in the real estate industry understand the power of the Latinos. But it's very important. The data is showing the power of Latinos, and that's another important piece of what NAHREP Latitude is we're showing you, we're providing the proof, we're really engaging you, and then we're giving you the tools, right? So the thing that's going to be important about our breakout sessions this year is we're going to go very deep into the topics. So every year we kind of go and touch on, let's say 10 to 15 different topics in smaller classroom style settings, and it's kind of a little bit of, we'll say, kind of a little bit of a taste, right, of that information that you kind of wanted to go into. This year we're going to dive deep. So that same session is going to host like 2-3 other sessions so that people walk away from the conference really knowing, right, what they need to do if they really want to apply lead gen, if they really want to apply. So that's one part of it. But I'll tell you the biggest thing for me is within NAHREP we have 2 groups, right, very important groups that I think, one is Top 250. Which I think is so important because we have to celebrate the people that are out there making it happen. And Top 250, if you're on the Top 250, congratulations. And I think that some of you here with me today, congratulations, Mayra and Alfredo, are part of the Top 250. And so, I would say we are those folks that are making things happen and helping, families get the keys to their house, right? And so within the NAHREP network, we host 3 VIP events, right? And every single year we're looking to make those even better. So this year it's going to be a tremendous opportunity for networking within the Top 250. So if you've never been to a NAHREP at Latitude and you're part of the Top 250, you must go because you're getting VIP access. And then the other 2 is alumni. The alumni group is another group of my favorite because those are the leaders, which you're an alumni, Alex. You've been around the organization for 1,000 years. You love it.
You look pretty young.
Thank you.
But the alumni group are the leaders that have built the NAHREP we love today, right? And they've done it for the last 24 years. So the alumni group is that intimate group of leaders that have kind of, they don't have a role in a board anymore, and they're, just hanging out. And we have this in both of our 2 conferences that we have a year. So you have to really go to experience that room. And again, both of these groups, every single year we're working on making it better and better so that these rooms are truly VIP, right? So, that's, again, part of what's going to be happening in NAHREP Latitude beyond other things. So,
they just put us, Mayra, on the alumni because we don't have a...
Yeah, we're officially alumni.
You're alumni now. Congratulations.
We don't have responsibilities anymore.
You don't have responsibilities anymore.
Hold on. Let me jump in and just kind of piggyback off of what Nora said because she talked a little bit about statistics and the opportunity there. When I view NAHREP, I view it as growth and opportunity, right?
Okay.
So every year NAHREP produces that State of Hispanic Homeownership Report, which tells us, the power that Latinos have on the economy. We know that the largest demographic of people purchasing homes are Latinos,
correct,
right?
Yes.
So if you want to connect with Latinos and understand them and know how to service them and do business with them, there's no better place than Latitude to do that. You're connecting with the cream of the crop. If you're a business out there, looking to make inroads with the Latino community, NAHREP at Latitude is where you should be.
I wanted to ask you though, if you want to comment on that.
Yeah,
too.
no, I wanted to add to Nora's. I mean, if you listen to what she said, there was one commonality across the board with the Top 250, with the alumni, with all of these groups. She mentioned there's leaders. Past leaders for years, leaders that are experienced. So no matter what any agent, what phase in their career they are, whether they're a new agent, they're starting a team, they're starting a company, leadership is one of the most important skills that there is in business.
There is.
Whether
there is.
it's just you and your assistant or you have a group of 20, it's important that you learn these skills. And NAHREP is a platform for this.
Let's
So whether it's
grow.
local boards, regional,
Yeah.
national, there's so many different levels and there's always something new to learn.
Let's
Absolutely.
flip the script here, if you don't mind, just a little bit. Alfredo, tell us. Tell us, Alfredo.
What do you want?
You're good at asking
You're on the
questions.
spotlight.
Well, I
Tell
mean,
us
I mean,
about NAHREP
I'll be
Latitude.
honest with you. So for me, NAHREP is, NAHREP and Latitude, it was a whole different story. I've heard stories from Charlene per se. Charlene got in love with the organization when she was invited by Nora to a Latitude event. You know,
A DC conference.
was it a different conference?
DC
Okay,
conference,
which
yeah.
wasn't one of our national
Either or.
conferences.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you go to one or the other, you're going to get.
But then I know Miami. We went to Miami. Hate the weather, by the way.
love
Miami.
I love
Hate the
Miami.
weather. But there's so many opportunities to grow, to learn, to explore, and like she said, things that we can grasp and come back to our towns and spread the word to our leaders locally or to our industry partners or even to our realtors and lenders and everybody. So then in return they can also go back and teach their own clients, their own community, because at the end we're a whole big community.
Yeah.
And we talk about competition and all this and that, but at the end we're servicing the same clients, right? And I don't have all the clients. Mayra does not have all the clients. Nora doesn't have all the clients.
Nora might have all the
Well,
clients.
Nora might have all the
Nora
clients. But then again, if we all learn and we all share that wealth of information with our community, I mean, imagine where we all can be, right?
It's raising the bar, right? Understanding
Yeah.
that our industry is better when we raise the bar, when we all, collaborate, because in every transaction you need another agent on the other side.
Yeah,
And that's the
exactly.
truth.
Exactly.
And that's how, and the reality is that's one of the biggest things. I have to thank my, my colleagues here in Vegas. I am where I am today because I've gotten so much support and love from many of them
Yeah.
through, transactions, through mentorship, through a lot of things. And so you're completely right. I want to remind you of something. It was so interesting when I introduced you. Well, I'm going to say you knew about NAHREP
Yeah.
when I was like we're talking about leadership and you jumping in with NAHREP. There was a moment where you're like, I'm not going to go to the national conference. I don't have time. I have something. You remember that?
Yeah, yeah,
You're like,
I
I don't
remember.
have time. I said, you need to be there.
Yeah.
I remember. I was like, you
remember
need
you
No,
to
saying
be
that
there.
was
few times
that
too.
was San Diego.
I said
that
yes.
was
I was
San
saying
Diego, like 2 years ago.
it was a while back.
Yeah.
It was a while back before you took before you became the leader of the chapter, and you're like, no, I have this, I have that, and I said, I really need you to go because you had not been to a national event yet. Look at you. I
I'll
want to
tell
see.
you guys a story. I'll tell you guys a story. So we went to DC, and in DC I was like, okay, it was one of my first times me leaving home for like 2-3 days, and we're there, and then it was like one day, maybe 2 days in, and I told Nora, I said, Nora, I want to go home. I told her, like, I want to go.
Oh, you did? Oh, that-
And then Nora's like, "Tas pendejo."
That sounds like Nora.
And I'm like, "You're already here," So I'm like, "All right, let's suck
No,
it
I
out."
probably said no te pases.
No, you
te
said
pases.
"Tas pendejo."
I don't. It was like no te pases.
Yeah,
no te pases.
but it's
Cálmate.
very important. Obviously, it was a learning experience, and obviously now you fall in love with it and the mission and everything that you learn and how you can implement it. Right, so it's very good.
It's a big
Yeah.
eye-opening experience to go to.
That's
Yeah,
why I couldn't
exactly.
go because it was
Yes.
my daughter's birthday.
It was.
and it was me barely getting into.
Wow.
Like no, so
And it was like a month away, and I was like,
yeah, no. What I'm saying is, you didn't think you needed to be there. Now, today, fast forward, you would probably make it
Yes.
happen one way or another,
Yes.
and you would. Am I right?
Yes, of
so,
course.
especially, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
And I think if you stop and look at the lineup of we have this
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
you talked about the top 250, which is absolutely amazing. You're a top 250 person. You need to be at NAHREP Latitude because you get VIP treatment and all that.
But hold on, before you said that,
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
I think what I was going to ask you is going to ball into that.
Oh, yeah.
So with attendees, now you work on the back end. Now you seen production.
Right.
You
I know how the sausage.
You
is
know
made
how
now.
all that
Yeah.
works, right? How are you guys?
sure.
How are you guys making sure
Uh-huh.
attendees have an excellent and very productive conference?
Yeah, what a great question that is. I would say first and foremost is ensuring that the experience is top notch.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think anyone that's ever been to a NAHREP Latitude event has ever really had a bad experience.
I've never heard.
This year, it's going to be even better. The lineup that is there, I'm not going to touch on all the lineup. I'm going to let Nora do that because that's her bread and butter. But I will say this. There is a gentleman, I believe his name is Nando.
Nando
Yes.
Parrado.
Who's going to be
Yep.
speaking, and his story of resiliency
Oh, yes.
and just continuing continuing to move forward is going to inspire people. Whether or not you've ever been in a plane crash, because I don't think any of us really have, right? but the lessons taught are going to resonate with people in the audience. And if you don't leave out of that particular session with some strategies that's going to take your business to that next level, then you're probably not listening close enough, right?
Yeah.
That session alone should be enough to draw 10, 15,000 people.
Yes.
You know, that is going to be, to me, that's probably going to be one of the most special sessions that's there.
Yes, I'm really, really looking forward to that one more than the other one, to be honest with you.
Very interesting that you say the other one.
To be honest with you.
Very interesting.
To be honest with you. I mean, that's not going to give you a VIP, but, you know.
No, and the importance about sessions like this one, like the one that Alex is mentioning, is that a lot of people that, I mean, you see NAHREP at Latitude and you think, okay, well, this is only for people in the real estate industry. But it's not. This is a Latino community of business owners, of entrepreneurs, of real estate professionals. So, for example, you put anyone else, like let's say last year we had Oscar de la Hoya. So what would a boxer have to do with us in real estate, right? But he has a business, so it kind of gives you those stories too of inspiration of like how big of an impact you can actually make for your community.
As a Latino.
Like you right now, our bread and butter is real estate. We're servicing our clients, but it can be so much bigger than that. He was a boxer, but from that career, he built something amazing. And we can do that too. So that's something that is important for agents to go and learn about.
I do like what you said, because the truth is the conference is really not just made for real estate professionals. You can bring your whole family, you know, and we have many of the NAHREP members that actually bring like their older children, like their teenagers. They want them to see like the magic, right, of entrepreneurship and being able to network and all of this. And then obviously we also have to say that, you know, it's NAHREP at Latitude. So we also have when you're paying for NAHREP at Latitude, you really are paying for two conferences.
Correct.
Because you're also going to have the Latitude conference as well. So you're going to have so many options is the reality. We are also this year going to be hosting some sessions for Avance, right, which is Latinos in sports, right, in basketball. We also have the NHCA Construction Alliance is also going to host some sessions because of the construction that we know that Latinos have a big, you know, stake in, right? So lots of great and fun things. I mean, we can spend really a couple of hours really talking about all the sessions.
So if you want real quick, tell me, I mean, if you want to get into the speakers.
Yeah, I'm like giddy
the
with
lineup.
excitement.
I know.
Like,
You're
I can't wait. I'm like,
Have you, so let me ask, have you guys been to a Tony Robbins event before?
I have not. I'm like
You've
Gary,
never.
like I'm not going to be
who is this
jumping
Tony
around.
Robbins guy? Who is this?
See, that's a good question, actually. You haven't been, Alex,
I
huh?
have not been, but
I
I've
don't
seen his
think
videos
I-
online.
I could
I've seen
have
his videos.
sworn that you're like undercover Tony Robbins, right? Or you could be the Latino Tony
There you
Robbins.
go. There-
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
You could. I can see that. No?
No.
Myra,
I can
tú?
see that.
Have you
Yeah, I
been?
can
Have
see
you
that.
been?
No,
Myra,
I haven't,
never.
but I've always wanted to.
Oh
So
my
this is why-
goodness.
that's why
This
I'm
is
so
This is an
excited.
it's all in
opportunity.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I could afford it in the past because I mean his sessions
know.
are like really expensive.
I know.
Yeah.
Of course you can. No, come on. He knows how expensive. No.
Yeah.
So I think you said Nano is going to be opening the
Nando.
conference, and so Nando is going to be opening the conference, and so I think again through leadership, and we got a big shout out to Gary Acosta. He said this would be the perfect way to start the conference. Someone that's going to teach you about can't control what's happening. You can only control how you respond to it, and have the mentality of surviving and thriving. Right. So that's what he's going to teach our members, and so that's the start. The end is basically Tony Robbins helping us really kind of level up and increase our energy, really show up in a way to where when we leave the conference, we're ready to really execute. Because one of the biggest things that Tony, I know, I'm not going to say I know him personally, but I've been around Tony and like his curriculum and his trainings for a long time. But I want to give a big shout out as well to Nora Rivera, who's the reason we're having.
She's a super fan.
Yeah, we're having. Well, not even just a super fan. The reason we have Tony and we're getting him to be in a live event is because she's part of Tony's. They call them Plats. So it's an exclusive group within Tony's. Pretty much coaching, and you're basically $150,000 a year to be in the circle because you're traveling with him. You're going to his home. There's things that you're doing, and she's been involved in this Plat for quite a bit of years, and so she was able to pick up the phone and talk to him directly and say, hey, can we get you for a live event at this is the organization. And so we were able to get a heavy discount, number one, and number two, get him for 3 hours, which he doesn't do live events. So the price that we're paying for to have Tony is like it's nothing, because a Tony event, a stadium full of 12,000, 13,000 folks, it costs you around $1,000 to be able to be in the stadium, very high, somewhere in the top. You're going to see him this big, right? And here at NAHREP Latitude, you're going to be able to see him in an intimate setting of 2,000 approximately. That's what the room fits approximately. And you're going to be able to now upgrade to VIP, which in a Tony Robbins event, to be VIP, you're now $3,000-$4,000 in. Close, right? To be able to be around him. So I definitely am a big fan. He works a lot on the power of really putting yourself in a state to really take action in a very powerful way, right? And so he, you talked about the jumping up and down, and I will say, you said I'm not going to jump up and down, but
we'll see about that.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that.
Es que no quieres o no puedes.
No
Alex, I love that. I do love that.
¿Sabes qué, Alex? No me hables, Alex.
See, now you're gonna have to do
I
it.
love that.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you,
have
Alex.
just to prove I can. Okay?
Thank you, Alex. You know how to get people to really
There you
make
go.
it. Yeah.
So typically on an event for Tony Robbins will be probably more than $1,000, more or less.
Easy.
Now, why is it a good opportunity now?
So basically, with NAHREP at Latitude, right now, if you're upgrading, you're a regular person registering, you're able to upgrade for $295 and be in the general session. It's also important to say that on our website we also have now the seating arrangement for the event, so you're able to see exactly if you pay for VIP where you're going to be sitting and all these things, which is awesome. So for $295 you get general. For $550, something like that, you're able to have VIP. And so what we are actually talking about right now is like bundles. People, corporations, teams, like for example, for myself, you have a team, you want to be together during the event. You're able to buy a bundle for that session of Tony as well as the conference, right? And so if you do that, then all of you have pretty much kind of like reserved seating in an area that's kind of designated for, those people that buy the 10 tickets or above. So those, I think we have sponsors, we have people that are really big fans that are doing that now. So we know, like on our end, that pricing is going to be changing here. July 31st? July 31st is going to be changing for the conference. It's going to be so you do want to take advantage of what you can before then, and especially if you're taking, I'm taking my son, I'm taking my team, my husband. It's so important for me to share two.
She's taking Alfredo.
Pretty much I would say I love NAHREP, and it's been my family, and this is what I serve. But I've been a student of Tony's teachings for a very long time, and to be able to have that in one room, I mean, I know that Nuria is very excited about it. I'm extremely excited about it as well. It's going to be so powerful for us.
Hey, so before I go into the experiences here with everybody, one more thing. It's not all business. There's always some little entertainment. And just yesterday we had a call, and I guess we figure out who was going to be doing the concert. We can say it, right?
I don't think we can say that yet. I don't think it's been announced. Yeah.
We were just talking about Alfredo.
Right.
You can't really tell Alfredo.
About it. Can we no?
Yeah, no. In the meeting, I don't know if you remember the part where it was like,
oh, got it. Okay. I thought they always said that because they recorded.
It's Nora would say, cálmate, no te pases.
No te pases.
But I'm not a fan, so, but for you
we
guys,
will let you guys know immediately.
We'll let you know there is a concert. Somebody's
going
to be
exciting.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that. It's going to be really
exciting.
But all right, let's get to experiences then. Let's not talk about private stuff. Let's talk about experiences.
I was like, can we cut this part though? Would be nice.
I'm gonna plead the fifth. No comment.
Your best experience.
Best experience at
Latitude, yeah.
I would say my best experience was the Latina luncheons.
Okay, we have one coming up.
Yes.
We have one coming up this Latitude as well.
Yeah, so almost every Latitude has had one.
Okay.
So my first Latitude was in 2018. And I attended a Latina luncheon, and it just it gives you an idea, and I'm a stats person, so it gives you the stats of how many Latina business owners, entrepreneurs in different industries, what the possibilities are. It speaks about things that we don't really learn about growing up, like how do you get funding for these things.
Okay.
It dives a lot deeper into the opportunity that you can build for your family. So like
Right.
for me, you know, and I know Nora as a mother, we all have children in this room. We do a lot of what we do for our children, for the
Correct.
future of our children. So I feel like that was those luncheons have been a life-changing experience because it kind of opens up the doors to all the possibilities that we have
Awesome.
on the why we're doing what we're doing.
Okay.
And obviously, when people are asked, "What's your why?" a lot of times it's your children.
Uh-huh.
But really,
Well, I mean,
you have to dive in deeper. So why? What about it? What are you
Okay.
doing for your children? What are you creating for your children? So I think that session in particular every year always has an impact on that, as well as all the other like industry or market specific ones, because every single year has different ones.
and then
I mean,
sometimes
this
we
is
go to
gonna be
the
an interesting
NAHREP
year.
sessions. You know, we have sessions at NAHREP. We have a NAHREP stage, and then we have a
Yes.
Latitude stage. You know, and we're like going back and forth. You know, because sometimes the Latitude stage have speakers that we want to go to, so we go to that.
Exactly.
But yeah,
or
that's a
or
very
like
good
Nora
one.
mentioned. I know this year it's going to be Tony Robbins, and I'm super
Yeah.
excited for him.
Are you?
But I know there's always a speaker at every conference that speaks about mindset.
Yes.
And especially this year, with after the NAR settlement and all the changes that we're going to see in our industry, I think mindset is very important because it's all going to begin here.
It is.
It's
it
that
is.
mental shift that you're going to have to make for your business, for your clients, and you have to be that calming force for your clients.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be informed. So that's why this is a very, very special and important year for people to
It is.
attend.
It is. Alex, what about you?
So let me tell you about the experiences, but let me throw a quick plug in there
Go
as
ahead.
well too. August 8th is the Northwest Regional Connect
Yes.
in Napa. Folks, you get the opportunity to hear these two amazing ladies speak
Yes.
there. So please get registered. You don't want to miss it. It's a warm up for Latitude. It's a warm up for Latitude.
It is.
Okay,
Are you speaking of it?
No, I'm not speaking. I'm going to MC.
You're gonna be there.
I'm going to be
Oh,
MC.
you're MC.
of
Okay,
this.
cool.
So you're going to hear
Yeah,
me
she,
speak.
she will be
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit. Come on, she'll give
You're
her
gonna see all of
insights.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got two great experiences. One was watching Gary Acosta interview George W. Bush.
Yes.
I thought that was absolutely amazing. We talk so much about the emerging community. Man, when you've got a CEO, a visionary, someone leading the organization that has interviewed three former
Presidents,
presidents,
yeah.
that to me as a Latino is like, man, we've arrived. All right, this is our shining
I'll be honest
moment.
with you. Last year, last time when Obama was there, I asked somebody, "Hey, are you going to Latitude?"
Yeah.
Blah blah, and then his response was, "Nah, they should cancel that event because Obama was." I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
you have an opportunity to listen to a past president.
Right.
It doesn't matter
Yeah.
which side of the aisle he's on.
Yeah.
He's a past president.
Yeah.
It's like you get to listen to me as a past president.
Right.
I have to throw that in there.
It's somewhat similar there. And I got to tell you, if you get the opportunity, listen to Gary's stories behind the scene on
Yes.
Bush, because
Yeah.
he just relates about talks about what a relatable man Bush really is, right? The second, and I don't know if you can relate to this, Alfredo, but was winning Chapter of the Year as president in 2008. That was one of my favorite
No, I
moments.
cannot relate on that,
Oh,
but thank
okay.
you very much
I
for
just
the
wanted to-
for the little shot there.
I think that was the
was a low
second
blow.
plug. That was the second plug in, Alex.
Dude, I'm telling you.
And-
Sits in
like
the position you
Jesus.
sit in. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
It's all right. It's
But
okay.
congratulations, though.
And NAHREP Latitude did not exist back then.
did not. It did
No,
not.
it was just the national
And that's
conference.
actually a conference, a policy conference. Okay, just so you know.
Yeah, it was a little bit different back then.
But thank you for
I'd say
reminding me.
I had to get that in.
Yeah. All right. How can corporations, like, let's say, I have a friend of mine that owns a company, mortgage company, and I told him about it. I said, look, this is Latitude, and I told him what it was. I said, you can definitely leverage buying one of these bundles that we offer for you to take your partners that you work with and provide a little more value, right? So how is it important to do that with anybody that can bring a group of people together?
I mean, it's number one. I think that when people invest in you, you naturally have the desire to pay them back, right? Like, thank you so much, right? And so I think that's something that happens really naturally when right now, as we're leading up to the conference. I think it's all of our board directors feel like, my goodness, I feel like pressured, like people don't want to listen, people that have never gone, I'm having to drag them. But the reality is, once they arrive, you literally stop you don't have to tell them anything more about the organization. You don't have to kind of convince them. They get it. They connect immediately with the value, right? And I like to say, the magic, la magia, that we have at the national conferences is just like there's nothing that you can compare to it. And so once they arrive, it's done. So right now it does feel like you're selling them or you're telling them or you're, but the reality is if you make the investment, those folks, once they're there, they're going to return
and
that.
I don't see it as a sales
No,
call.
it's
I see
not.
it more
Let
as
me
an
jump
offering
on
a
this
benefit,
because-
right?
Yeah,
An
no, but
opportunity.
An
it is an
opportunity.
opportunity. We
Yeah.
see it, but they don't. When you're telling them to go, they see it as like, they're selling me, like, are you making a commission on this ticket? Like, what's going on? No, it's like,
Oh yeah, let me ask somebody that's on the phone and on Zooms all day asking
There you go,
people for
there.
that. Let me ask.
it's like it feels like that, no?
Yeah, to me, there's a couple of different categories here. One is the people who've already committed to us that are sponsors. We owe them, so we put on the best possible events. Once you've made that commitment, you understand that this is a multi-year commitment. You can't join NAHREP in a year expect to be ingrained in the Latino community.
Correct.
You've got to be committed to this, and I think our national and regional sponsors understand that. They've been committed. They're making inroads to the Latino community. The second is people that are thinking about getting in, right? So if you're thinking about getting into the NAHREP organization, consider a long-term effort. In the NAHREP Latitude and all the other events that we hold throughout the year, this is an opportunity to change the mindset of your employees. This is giving back to your employees.
Yes.
So I know personally that organizations spend millions, hundreds of millions of dollars a year, educating and training their employees on a variety of different skills. It's the same concept when you're trying to reach into the Latino community. You've got to create a mindset within your employees to go out and target the Latino community to provide great, ethical, responsible service to that particular community. When you attend events, when you sponsor events like NAHREP at Latitude, the regionals, this is where your employees start to associate and assimilate into the community. In order to service the Latino community, you've got to think like the Latino community.
Very well
and the
said.
only place you're going to be able to do that are NAHREP events, whether it's local, regional, or national level.
Yes, sir. Mayra.
Absolutely. I mean,
How
to
can you be
add to
relevant on that?
Yeah, well, to add to that, I mean, we have an amazing organization. So
Mm-hmm.
NAHREP is a very established and respectable organization. And one thing that we're very prideful of is that our CEO, Gary Acosta, has a great skill of seeing the future.
Yes.
What's coming, and he backs it up by doing all of his surveys, his the reports. So
Yeah.
we have all these reports and information that's telling us what's to come. So as an organization, we know that one of the largest demographics is going to be the Latino homebuyer.
Mm-hmm.
So how can we, as an industry, so real estate professionals, mortgage industries, title industries, how can we service that clientele? Because it's a big group that's coming and we know it.
Yeah.
So just like Alex said, how do we think like the consumer? How do we understand them? By being there, by being present. Because we have people from all levels of different organizations. Nora mentioned earlier that we have CEOs coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the insights of the CEOs of these large companies. Then we have practicing professionals that they're doing this day to day. And we're the ones that bring in the reality of what is the consumer thinking?
Mm-hmm.
What is the consumer fearing? What are the problems we're having? So together we bring solutions. So it's a solution-based organization, and I think that's why I continue to go year by year, and I know that that's why a lot of us are very passionate about it.
And I'm gonna end it with this, and then I'll ask you one more question before we end it. But I remember being at our wealth building conference last year, or I think it was this year, and Gary stood up on the podium and started talking about how we were gonna take on the lawsuit, and it was just so inspiring to see how we want to protect the community, the Latino community, and some people don't see that. And it's so hard because we're doing all this, but sometimes people don't see that. They don't see the behind the scenes and how things are making, are happening, like the DACA situation we talked about earlier, or even the foreclosure thing back in the days, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess we are the ones that are supposed to be, or that we have to be sharing that kind of information. But I was very proud to be part of it. Not that I wasn't, but at that point it felt like, shit,
Yeah.
we're making a change, right?
Wait, we can swear on here?
Yeah, fuck that.
Oh my goodness.
Something wrong with that. But and one last thing. What would you say for how can you inspire somebody else to go to Latitude? Why would they go to Latitude? your last words on that.
Why would they go to Latitude? I think it's because it's an investment in yourself.
Okay.
So it's an investment in yourself, and it's a way to stay connected and stay relevant, to know what's going on in the current market, what's actually going to help your clients.
Would you
What's
say it's a
actually gonna
potential?
help your family.
Is there what you see as a potential for you to expand your mind, to grow your business, to expand your business,
Absolutely.
to learn from others and all that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of things that we can say that are great about this event and this organization, but at the end of the day, it's going to depend on you, the attendee.
Okay.
What level of your business are you in?
And your vision.
What is it that, what is your vision?
Yeah.
What is the mission? What is your why? And what level of your business are you growing? Like, if you are working on a particular level, then go intentionally to meet those people that are at that level, that are doing the things that you're trying to do. You're going to save yourself time, and you owe it to your clients.
I hear that a lot.
You owe it
Be
to your
intentional.
clients you owe it to your clients to be well informed and to be the best real estate agent that comes to the table to represent them. And like she mentioned before, every single transaction has two sides. We have a buyer representation, a seller representation. That's why we're all like close friends, and we all like work together in the city, because we're servicing the same community.
Correct.
We might have different clients, but we're servicing the same community. So if Alfredo goes and he's a better agent, that's helping me, because I'm helping the community. If I go and I'm a better agent, that's helping him. It's a mutual respect and learning experience. So I think it would be to invest in yourself, so you become a better professional, to better serve your clients, better serve your community, and also to, if we're taking time away from our families, I mean,
It better be
same
worth it.
thing. Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
if we're taking time
Yeah.
away from our family, we need to be intentional.
Yes.
So
Well,
one thing
very well
that
said
a
on that.
very good business coach once told me, when you go to these conferences, go with two agendas, basically. So you're going to go and you're going to make sure that every chance you get, you're meeting and connecting with at least 10 people. Every break, make it a point. You're connecting with 10 people and you're having a conversation. We're in real estate. It's all about conversations. And number two, what is it that you want to learn and get out of this event? So make a list of questions of things that you want to learn.
What do you want to get out of it?
Exactly. Like, you personally, you in your business, for you to like move into the next step, what are those questions that you want answered? And be intentional about finding those answers when you go. That's how you're really going to get that investment that you're putting in.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex.
Man, that's going to be tough to follow there. You said a lot. I think for me, the reason to attend NAHREP Latitude is this is where you find the strategies to ethically monetize the stats and statistics of this multi-trillion dollar Latino demographic.
Yeah.
And if you want to figure out how to do that, sign up for NAHREP Latitude.
And it's funny you mentioned that, because I often said that all this data that we get, like, what you do with it, it's like building a relationship,
makes the
right?
difference.
I mean Mayra, I mean Alice, but then if I don't follow up with it, and if I don't build that relationship,
If
then
you
it
don't
was
know what to do
worthless,
with it,
right?
yeah.
Right, but then you have
Yeah.
all this data. Well, what do you do with this data? And
Right.
the idea is to share the data, to analyze the data, and be able to maximize on it, and how can you
Right.
make it better, right?
Come up with strategies
Yes.
to be able to monetize it.
Yes, yes,
ethically,
yes, yes.
responsibly, to service the Latino
and
community.
it's in your hand. It's right there. Like, you don't have to
Right
look
there.
for it now anymore, right?
And here's the best part, Alfredo, is the people here know what it takes to monetize those stats and statistics.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. Come talk to us.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
thank you for that. Thank you.
I love
Norita.
it. So I would say that if you love real estate and your intentions are to be in this industry as a professional for the next 10, 20 years, you have to be at NAHREP Latitude, because this is going to be the movement that is going to be driving dollars into this industry in the future. And so you want to be part of that magic. You want to understand who's going to be leading, because we are there at NAHREP Latitude. It's going to be very obvious that there are people that are in here in the industry to stay, to make it better. We are committed to the community, and we definitely are committed to our Latinos in the United States. So you being part of that, I think it'll absolutely give you something you can take home with you, and make sure you cash extra checks and you help more families. So that's it. I'll see you guys at NAHREP Latitude.
So we'll see you guys at NAHREP
Wait,
Latitude.
you didn't give us yours.
Mine?
Yes.
Well, my idea is, look, if you want to grow your business, if you want to, like I heard before, be intentional, have a plan, this is the place to be. Not only because you're going to be surrounded by like-minded people, but you're going to find yourself building a relationship that who knows in the future will help you grow your business. I have very good examples here that I'm not going to talk about, but we had those discussions before. And I've had the opportunity to meet great people that have given me advice, that have given me an opportunity for one or other things. And it's just for you to think and grow rich, I guess. You know, like
If
the
you
book.
want it, yeah,
If you think
yeah,
about it,
yeah.
you know, is an opportunity. So you have great people here that you can always reach out to. Mayra Rivera, Alex Garza, Nora Aguirre. So if you guys need anything, reach out, and we'll be more than happy to assist you. But we'll see you guys at Latitude this September 12 to 15, right? All right?
Yep.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
See you
Thank you.
there.
Bye.